Hey everyone, happy Monday! I'm going to try something a little bit different today. So those of you who know me in real life know that my favorite American president is Calvin Coolidge. And we're not discussing politics. We will never discuss politics on this channel. We're fairly apolitical. But a lot of the reasons I really like Calvin Coolidge is because of his personality. So he was a very quiet, reserved kind of person. Didn't talk, wasn't brash. He wasn't a brash person. But Calvin Coolidge was also somewhat of a dry wit. We might consider it to be British humor these days, and I really do appreciate that. I know I make a lot of puns around here, but I do also appreciate a dry wit. But one of Silent Cal's favorite desserts was an apple pie with salt pork, and I want to try to make that into an ice cream. I usually do have some salt pork around the house, but apparently I don't right now, so instead I've got some bacon grease. It's pretty close to salt pork. We'll just have a little bit of extra smokiness, which is fine. Those New Englanders do a lot of strange things with their apple pie. I don't know how I feel about cheddar cheese. I know a lot of people like it. I'm not sure about it. I've not tried it, so I won't knock it. It just sounds very strange. Our bacon grease is melted. I'm just going to throw one slice of apple in to see if it's warm enough. It doesn't look like it is. Give it another 20-30 seconds to heat up. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of bubbling coming up from the apple that we have there. So I've got 3 Granny Smith apples. Granny Smiths are my favorite baking apple, as well as some brown sugar and cinnamon, a little pinch of nutmeg, and a pinch of ginger. I'll just add all of that into the pan. Looks like my brown sugar's a little clumpy, but it should all work out in the end. So we're just going to keep that over medium heat. It'll probably take about 10 minutes to get these all nicely reduced and cooked through. So another fun fact about Calvin Coolidge is that he and his wife kept a pet raccoon named Rebecca in their house. It had actually been donated for them to eat, but they chose not to and kept it as a pet instead. And I thought that's pretty cool. It's probably one of the more unique of the White House pets. And I never knew that I liked raccoons until it became the mascot for my curling team. But here we are. So Calvin Coolidge is also the only American president to have been born on the 4th of July, having been born in 1872. So that was destiny, right? All right, we're about 8 minutes in, and I just want to test to see if these are close to being cooked. So using a fork, you could use a toothpick or a cake tester, whatever you have around, and just sort of poke into a few of these and see how much resistance you get. You want it to slide in smoothly, maybe not like butter, but you definitely don't want these to be firm. So I think this could probably go ahead and go the remaining 2 minutes. All right, it's been a couple more minutes, and let's give these a little check. That's feeling pretty close, but I am getting just the slightest amount more resistance than I would like. So I think 1 more minute and we should be done. Okay, so the apples are done. We'll go ahead and kill the heat. Because we have cooked these, we are going to add just a splash of lemon juice just to bring some of that brightness and acidity back up. And of course, I mean, I have to try one, right? So you can see the cinnamon, there's a nice syrup coating the outside. Let's give it a taste. Okay, so those are done. There is a nice brightness and acidity, both from the lemon juice and the fact that these are Granny Smith apples. You get the cinnamon, there's some brown sugary, molassesy sweetness there. The bacon taste is definitely there. It's in the background, which is good because apples are the star of the show here. Now you could just eat these warm, but since I am adding them to my ice cream, I want them to be chilled so they don't impact the freezing time when we get to churning. So I'll just get these poured off into a salad container, and we'll go ahead and refrigerate it before we make our ice cream. For the ice cream base, I'm fairly well sticking to my standard, but I am going to mix it up in one spot. So we have a cup of whole milk. So instead of 3/4 of a cup of sugar, I have added a half cup of white sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Get a squirt of vanilla bean paste in there. I'm going to skip the salt since there is salt in the bacon. Give that a quick ride around in the blender. And because I want some of that apple flavor throughout, I've got about a half cup of our bacon fried apples and 2 cups of heavy cream. Now, as I've mentioned, since we're doing this in a blender, we don't want to completely blend it too much because then you end up with whipped cream. And whipped cream is good, but not what we want here. So we're just going to give this a few pulses to combine. And we'll get ready to freeze it. The ice creaminator is chilled, so we will go ahead and pour in our ice cream and go ahead and let that churn. Okay, we're getting fairly close to a soft serve consistency, so now I'm going to consider the mix-ins. So I've taken about 10 more slices of those bacon fried apples, as well as some of the syrup that came off of that. And I've taken about 2.5 slices of our cooked bacon. And normally for something like this, I would go all out and make some pie crust, but that seems like a lot of effort for this particular ice cream. So I have decreamed 4 golden Oreos, and that will sort of serve as our pie crust. And we'll go ahead and let that go for another couple of minutes. We don't really have to worry about too much getting soggy other than those Oreos, which have been frozen for about an hour just so that they're nice and cold. Alrighty, let's get this into our containers. And we'll throw our customary lid on here. And we did CC this time for Calvin Coolidge. And as always, into the freezer it goes. Alright, so I got a little impatient. It's actually still the same day that I churned up this bacon apple pie ice cream. So in here I can see there's a chunk of bacon, a little piece of bacon right there. There's some apple, that's a golden Oreo here. And can I find a piece of apple? Probably not because I'm looking for it. Anyway, let's give this a try. Hey, there's that piece of apple I was looking for. I'm not going to lie. I thought this would be terrible, but it's actually really good. So you get the fruity from the apple, you get those warming spices with the cinnamon, the brown sugar kind of lent a nice molassesy flavor, and the bacon is there, but it's not too much bacon. Like the bacon really offsets, the salty really offsets the sweet of the fruit and the ice cream. I wanted to hate this. I wanted to hate this a lot. This is really good. And I could actually eat the entirety of it on camera, but I won't. And who knew that bacon and apples would come together to make this ice cream? That's, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I hope I see you again next time. Have a great day. Bye.